What's going on, guys? Stefan here with you, S&E's Garage. Today we're going to tackle the rear suspension on our 2008 Elantra, and that's going to be it for this car. After that, it's time to sell it and move on to the next one. Alright guys, so I'm going to try my best here to give you guys front row seats to this. The camera's kind of in my way, but I'm going to see if I can work around it. So here is the top of our end link here. So what you're going to need is a 14mm socket and ratchet, and then a 14mm open end. And if you have original end links, there's going to be flats on the inside of the end link here that you have to get your open-ended wrench to bite. You'll feel it when it bites. It'll engage like that. And what that's going to do is that's going to hold the joint from moving. So now we can break the 14mm nut back here on the back of the joint loose and hold our wrench. And that wrench is going to hold the ball joint on the end link from spinning. Like so. Now we're just going to work this out. That should be almost all the way out. Yeah, it is. Alright, let me get back in there with the ratchet. I thought I could get that by hand, but apparently not. Sorry, just keep whacking the camera there. Alright, now here is the bolt for our end link, or the nut rather. Now we can pull our wrench off, slide the end link out, more or less. So now we can get underneath it. We should just be able to zip that off with an impact that is also a 14mm. So let me grab the impact. We'll be back with you. Alright guys, so right here is the other side of our end link where it goes into the sway bar. We're just going to put our 14mm on here. Excuse the noise. And again, we're going to have to use our 14mm wrench to hold that flat, because it's actually spinning. Sometimes you can get away on these lower ones without using the wrench, but this is not going to be one of those times. Alright, so we got the wrench on there. There you go. Okay, this will come out. This will come out. And here is our old end link. Alright guys, so the new end links that we got are made by TRW. They are a JTS 1199. I'll go ahead and link them in the video description below. Now before you install them, always open them up, and compare them to the original equipment. Make sure they are the same length. So these joints are actually facing the wrong way here, but that's just because of the way they were in there. But you'll see these are the same length. Now, as a rule of thumb, I like to reuse the original hardware as long as the thread pattern is the same. So we're going to take these these new nuts that the end links came with off, and we're going to put them to the side. Now we're going to go over to the car and slip these into place. Alright guys, now just as we took the old ones off, we're going to put the new one on. So we're going to slide it down into here like so. We're going to line it up with this hole, and then down at the bottom with our sway bar. And these joints are like brand new, so sometimes it's kind of hard to get them into place. But think we just about got it, yep, where we want it. Now we can take our hardware and tighten them up. Alright, let's run the bottom one in first because it's easier. Okay, that one's tight. We're going to get a ratchet in here, tighten up the top. Now technically there's a torque spec for these, but good and tight works. Let's go over to the other side. Alright guys, we're over here on the passenger side. Now this is the side that was actually loose. The other side was still in good shape, but I like to replace suspension components in pairs. So, yeah, that's spinning. So let's go ahead. Put our wrench on here, on the flat. So all I'm doing is holding the back of the ratchet from sliding off the nut. And this wrench here is jammed up against the trailing arm. And it's doing its job in preventing the joint from spinning. Let's see if we can get that by hand now. Yep. Alright. Land it right on top of the lower control arm, the nut. Okay, now let's grab our impact that I swore I grabbed. Here it is. And zip, again, the bottom nut off here. That guys, I turned you off so you didn't have to hear that compressor screaming. So we went ahead, if I point you down here, we have our wrench there. You'll see it right here on that the flat on the lower joint. And now we're going to go ahead, get it off, and pull our end link out. Now this is the side that, like I said, is bad. If we look here, I wish you could hear it, but you can see the joint moving in and out. It's not supposed to do that. This upper joint was good. It was the bottom one that's no good. And here's our new link. Let's slide it in. So just like the other side, we're going to reuse the factory hardware. Now the reason I decided to go with TRW is TRW is a well-known brand. They actually make a lot of original equipment parts for manufacturers. So I always like to stick with brands that I know. And I don't like the big box store brands like Moog or any of them. I think they're Chinese junk. So I've used TRW ball joints before. I've had great results. So I figure let's give their end links a shot. And they definitely seem like a quality product. So now we're going to go ahead and zip this bottom one in. And now we're going to do the top one. Again, we're just going to use our ratchet. Once we snug this up, we'll go take her for a ride. Alright, let's get the wheels back on, get her off the jack stands, and take her for a rip. Alright guys, so here we are in the 08 Elantra. Let's go see how our noises are. She sounds great. She smells great too. I'm so glad we used that ozone generator. That made a world of difference here. So we're just trying to hit some bumps. We're not really hearing any clunks. So we're gonna go ahead and call this fixed. So if this video helped you replace the end links in your 2007 to 2010 Hyundai Elantra, all the way up to 2012 if you have the Elantra Touring, please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.